I was a girl who dimmed every part of herself to be loved, who people-pleased her way through a 9-year relationship just to fit into a space that wasn't meant for her. She thought being too much was the worst thing she could be, so she trimmed herself like a bonsai just to avoid being abandoned. That same girl is now traveling the world. She lived in Japan. She has pink hair, she wears whatever she wants, and she has built a business of being her colorful, unapologetic, and cringe self. She's no longer self-conscious. She's self-courageous. How is that even possible? Because she stopped trying to fix herself and instead freed herself. And that girl was me, Marty. But the truth is, the person standing in front of you right now is Taiga, the alter ego I created after leaving a 9-year relationship in 2019. See, when I was out of that relationship and our engagement, I wanted to start a new chapter, and I was so done being the girl who bent herself for everybody else. Because I knew that somewhere within me I had this potential, but I didn't have the permission to release this version of myself. And I eventually got there, because the truth is, you have all the knowledge, all the courage, all the potential that you would ever need. The only thing that is stopping you from accessing that is the fact that your self-perception is stuck in the default version of you, the one shaped by your past, by your trauma, by your story. And by the end of this video, this is no longer going to be a problem for you, because you are about to learn why an alter ego isn't fake or pretending and what it actually means, and an in-depth, step-by-step process to creating yours so that it feels real and embodied. And then, of course, we are ending the video with how to practice it in real life, even when faced judgment from others. So what is an alter ego? Many people think an alter ego is basically pretending, right? You're faking it. You're deceiving people into thinking that you are something you're not. But that is exactly the misconception that I want to destroy today, okay? That is exactly where the twist comes in. Think about it like an audition for a movie. When the director is looking for a specific actor, the one who gets the role isn't just some random person. They get cast because the director sees that they have the essence of that role already within them. They just need to refine it. They need to amplify it. And the same with us. An alter ego is not fake. It's an amplified essence from within you. It's not someone you invent. It's someone you release. So how do we actually know that an alter ego works? Well, first, you probably already have proof in your life that this alter ego is living within you. See, I believe that there is no real you, no normal you. The version you are now is shaped by your past, your experiences, and other people. But this you right now has variations. Think about it. People love to label themselves. They say, I'm an introvert. And then they apply that label to every part of their life. But I'm telling you, it is not you who is introverted. It is just a version, just a part of you. Because maybe you as an introverted person are suddenly totally extroverted when you are playing online games as a character from a different gender. So there is this extroverted version of you. It exists. Therefore, creating an alter ego that is extroverted isn't acting like someone you're not. It's strengthening that small existing seed within you, putting life into that version of you. And that is how, in my eyes, alter egos work. And I'll give you a personal example for how this worked in my life. Let's look at two versions of me. Marty, how she was in that 9-year relationship, especially in the last years. And Taiga, the alter ego I started creating after leaving that relationship. Now, disclaimer, I wasn't forced by my ex to be a certain way. I trimmed myself because of my patterns, because of my fear of being abandoned. I would bend myself to fulfill all his unspoken needs. I wanted to be liked, I wanted to be loved, and that was more important than wanting to be me. I wasn't too extroverted and bubbly, but I also didn't allow myself to be fully introverted and just stay in my cave for days reading manga like the otaku that I am at heart. Instead, I mimicked how my partner behaved. I played along. I made the same jokes. I was sarcastic. I was kind of cool. I even wore jeans and sneakers for him. I didn't allow myself to have pink hair or wear ribbons or pigtails because he thought that's for children. I didn't allow myself to even love cats because he didn't like cats. However, he was a very loving person, just not the right match for me. But when I left, I decided to be the main character of my life. I created Taiga. I started by drawing her, like I did in my childhood in mangas. First a rough version and then a more refined one. And I applied my knowledge from positive psychology and the hero's journey to really carve out who this person is. And then I wanted more. I took it one step further and I commissioned artists that I like to draw her. And this is the final version of Taiga. And I often say her name. Now I'm in Taiga energy. And I feel it. That makes her real. So what did I get out of embodying Taiga? Courage and adventure. When I step into Taiga, I don't care about people. I don't care about their judgments. I just do what I want. And being in that energy led to me leaving Germany, traveling the world, being courageous enough to start my business and this YouTube channel. So do you see now how creating and embodying an alter ego is not you playing a role? It is you amplifying a certain combination of traits that is already within you to reach a certain goal. Because while one would think that you'd lose yourself in an alter ego, I say that you truly find yourself in them. This is because your alter ego is not an escape from reality, but a tool you can use for working on yourself. You know, you can even create an alter ego that helps you to deal with things you're working through, one that embodies the healed you. I did that while I was working on accepting my body, being a woman, my sensuality. So no, it's not ignoring all your life experiences and acting as if nothing's there. Rather, it's looking deep within at these seeds of potential that were trimmed because of your past and your trauma. And then creating an alter ego from that. It is seeing that what you desire for your life is already within you. Your alter ego is not a mask. It is a mirror that shows you your possible future self without the veil of conditioning and external expectations. And that's what I love most about alter egos and why I created them again and again and again. The only reason we are experiencing self-doubt is because we are using the person who we have been to define who we are now. If you think, this is just the kind of person I am, I've always been that way, your self-perception is stuck at this one rigid identity that your past gave you. But not anymore, because now is the time to release that new version of you. And that's exactly what we are going to do in chapter 2. Because if you want to create an alter ego that feels real, that you can really embody, you need a process for that. Now you want to take out some paper, okay? Or your voice-to-text app, because we are going through 7 steps of an in-depth process of creating, or should I say releasing, your alter ego. And don't just skim through this. It is not enough to say, hi, I'm Taiga and I'm the confident, courageous version of Marty. Or this is my alter ego and they are already healed. You won't believe yourself. The more gray areas you have while birthing your alter ego, the easier it gets to default to your habitual self and perceive everything as just an act. So step number 1 is the intention. The why. Why the hell are you even creating it in the first place? What is a challenge that you are currently facing? Or a situation that you want to resolve? A goal that you want to reach? It can be anything from any life area. health, work, money, relationships. Just choose one thing. And it can also be very specific. Is it to feel more courageous when starting a business, or to feel more authentic in social situations? Or maybe just to feel more adventure in your life. Throughout this process, you need to know the mission of your alter ego. Your why needs to be so strong because this is what keeps you committed. Step 2 is the identity seed, the who. This is where you figure out the starting point. Think of someone who overcomes this challenge, who solves this problem, who reaches this goal. What would they do, have, or be to reach that? Just the first thing that comes up. It can be an object, a skill, a feeling, anything. That is the seed we are planting. For me, it were the words courage and adventure. Because when I thought of someone who would leave a 9-year relationship, then leave the country, start a business, they must have the courage to make their life an adventure again. Okay, step number 3 is the interrogation. Now we want to go through the process to really flesh out the alter ego. And I want to take a quick look at acting again. One of the biggest obstacles for an actor becoming the character is the actor themselves. Specifically, their conscious intent to become the character. Because the character is not thinking about acting. Like your alter ego is not thinking about embodying an alter ego. They don't know that they are an alter ego. So that's why we want to do an interrogation process right now. I will ask you questions, but they are directed to your alter ego. And you answer as your alter ego, just whatever comes up. If you don't know an answer, that's fine. Don't just do this intellectually. Okay, hi, what's your name? How do you look? From head to toe, your clothes, specific fabrics, colors. What about your hair? What hairstyle do you have? What color is your hair? Do you wear makeup or accessories? Do you have tattoos? What about perfume? Or maybe glasses or a watch? How do you feel most of the time? Are you powerful and angry? Or enthusiastic and courageous? Or calm and collected? Or peaceful and loving? How do you talk? That might feel unfamiliar, but try to say something in that voice of yours. Side note, find an actor or a singer who talks like your alter ego and allow yourself to speak like them when you're alone. Again, this is not pretending, but breaking the pattern you pressed yourself into your whole life. Your voice is your instrument. When it can physically make that tone, it is not fake. It's just unfamiliar because you never used it. And if it feels really weird and embarrassing, this just shows where your fears are. Use your alter ego to challenge them. Okay, step 4. The positive identity. Now let's look a little deeper using positive psychology, the science of how to live and create a fulfilling life. Every person has positive characteristics that can be developed to realize their potential. So I created a character profile for Taiga based on the concept of positive identity, mainly focusing on her values, her character strengths, and her purpose. So I will ask you some more questions, and you can just answer spontaneously like before, or reflect, journal, or do fun psychological assessments. Values. What matters to you? What do you stand for? What do you oppose? What makes your life valuable? Don't overthink this part. If you are struggling with this, just Google a list of values and pick the words that sound good. Character strengths. When are you most successful and proud? What strengths are you using? What do you enjoy doing so much that you lose track of time because you are so in flow? You can also look at the list of VIA character strengths or do the online research-based free assessment through the lens of your alter ego. And finally, your purpose. What are you here for? You can also choose just words that you connect with. As Taiga, I use words like main character, hero, power, enthusiasm, courage, adventure, and feeling alive. Okay, and now step 5, the origin story and the hero's journey. To make your alter ego feel even more real, you can give them an origin story. Like an actor fills in the information of what happened before that movie to really flesh out the character. And here you can also create the connection to the default version of you, including your past, if you want. And your alter ego is then the living future version of you. You could also give them a fictional origin story, and that's what I did with Taiga, because I didn't want her story to be about relationships. Number 6, the activation ritual, your trigger. This is the super fun part. This is where you decide how to anchor your alter ego physically. Which gesture or pose do you associate with them? Taiga's pose for me was this. Yes! Find something physical that stands for your alter ego. For me, dyeing my hair pink was the strongest embodiment of Taiga that I could think of, but it can be anything. And choose a song or a playlist for your alter ego. Taiga's song is Don't Stop Me Now from Queen. And of course, she dances and sings when that song is on. If you want, you can also create a Pinterest board for your alter ego, or you could even set up social media accounts that they would use. And step 7, now bring them into your life. If you can draw your alter ego, or commission an artist. If you're a gamer, you of course know that you can create characters in various games. But did you know that there are literal character maker apps online that you can use to customize your original character, your alter ego, for free, for fun? Or use AI. Post all your information about your alter ego and a picture of your role model or you, and look what images come up. Additionally, as often as possible, say their name out loud. Now I'm in Taiga energy. And also say phrases in their voice tone about their accomplishments as if they were here now. I am so happy and grateful that I can do this thing. I made it happen. All of these triggers make them real. Because the more you can see them, you can hear them, you can smell them, you can touch them, the more they become a part of you that you can step into at any time. And finally, commit to situations where you behave as your alter ego, be it alone or with friends. Maybe even go on a solo trip with the intention to embody your alter ego. When I am alone in a different place, I automatically behave differently, talk differently, and feel differently. And this could be just a trip to the next town for a day. But before you go, you need to consider the biggest obstacle that's going to come up. Otherwise, the magic is quickly lost. Because you can create the most detailed alter ego in the world, but the moment a friend looks at you weirdly, or a family member says, "What are you doing? This isn't like you," you default into your habitual self. And I don't want that for you. So in this final chapter, we need to talk about the elephant in the room. Other people and their judgment. See, some people will tell you that you shouldn't talk to your friends and family about your alter ego because they will think it is strange and fake. So you practice just in private and stay your small, meek self around them, the one they are used to, until you finally finish your revenge glow up and surprise them all. But I think that is totally backwards. I am sure you have true friends, even if it's just one person who already recognized this version of you. My few best friends knew my Taiga version even before I created her. When I embodied her with the colorful clothes and pink hair, they told me, "Wow, You finally look like who you really are. And the people who judge you, on the other hand, they benefit in some way from you staying small. They get triggered by your potential. My ex was triggered when I stepped into my main character energy. I was too much. But my current partner loves all my alter egos. So do share your alter ego, but only with those people you would show your worst self and your best self too. And if you experience judgments, those people are to be filtered out. Now, for your homework today, if you are just skipping through chapter 2, go back. Seriously, go back and actually do the interrogation. Don't just intellectualize it, because your default self is a master at that, so that they don't have to change. And if you really did the work, then here is your final task. Put on your alter ego song after this video. Close your eyes and feel the shift. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I can't wait for you all to start your journeys. Comment below, what is your alter ego's name going to be? And remember, your alter ego is not a mask, it is a mirror. It is not someone you invent, it's someone you release. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.